Float by Paxton and Purvi. Our floating barge project is a continuation of 2016 project Swale by Mary Mattingly and her team. Afloat, a fleet of 8 10 by 20 barges aims to provide New Yorkers with access to fresh fruits and vegetables while offering a multi-sensory experience. The molecular formation served as the basis for the initial design of the barge, which we further incorporated in our modules. A float comprises of bamboo and mesh modules which create a system of organic spaces. The barge can be reconfigured in 3 different ways to promote flexibility as well as modularity. The bamboo gives us various possibilities to create different modules, such as seating, planter, hydroponic, and aquaponic growing systems. The mesh modules bring playfulness through its pattern and transparency of the material. It holds 2 different functions, a planter and a habitat for birds and bees. Our self-supporting barge seamlessly integrate different functions, as well as different energy systems by integrating rainwater collection system in our mesh module and solar energy collection in our bamboo modules, which provides independence to a float.
Floating farms is an upgrade of the original swell food foraging forest on a barge. The project integrates a number of systems and processes that work together to create an educational community space. Floating Farms proposes a modular model that eases assembly, disassembly, transportation, and addition. The flexibility of this module comes from choosing a simple shape, in this case the right trapezoid, that can be placed efficiently next to each other. The second stage is to create 3 scales of this shape. The largest provides a structural frame which defines indoor and outdoor space. The medium size is used for seating and larger planters, and the smallest shape is used as a planting tray. The goal is to create diverse iterations of the same pieces and have an interactive space.
Below deck is our mushroom farm, where sterilization is key. The staff would start in the preparation room, sterilizing substrate and mycelium, and move into the inoculation area where they'd seal the mix in a bag with a breathing hole. Then they'd place the inoculated bags into the shelving area in the incubation room. Once incubated, staff would move the bags into the fruiting chamber. With the mushroom and mycelium production comes the opportunity for a seasonal mushroom CSA program, a mycelium grow kit product, mycelium and mushroom farm educational workshops, in-house mycelium facade panels, and indoor-outdoor mycelium furniture for the barges. As for how to fabricate mycelium products, the facade panels are fairly straightforward. You'd mix the hardwood sawdust with the mycelium from the mushroom farm and place it in a mold that shapes it formally. With the mycelium furniture, there's a bit more skill needed and a specific mushroom strain of reishi that is advised for strength. The first technique is micro-welding, where you place 2 fully grown but still living pieces that are 4 inches thick and stack them one on top of the other so they grow into one another. The other technique is to use wooden formwork and place it in the full-size mold so that there's a 2 to 4 inch gap between the mold and the formwork. The mycelium will attach itself to the wood and have more structural integrity using this technique.
Swale is an essential concept for the project, which involves designing a fleet of barges that will expand the community impact and the geographical reach of Governor's Island, while also promoting its climate and advocacy goals across all 5 boroughs of New York City. The idea of a floating island mainly represents a nature environment that can survive without any human support or influence. By creating an ecological system that can sustain itself, the floating island can continuously support life, provide food for human and natural creatures, offer underwater habitat for marine life, and adapt to the climate change and rising sea levels without any human intervention.
Cloud to Table fosters a living system to educate and bring people together through an immersive farming and ecology experience while addressing the urban problems of waste and inequity. Cloud to Table is a continuation of the original Swale project. that operated from 2016 to 2020. The Swale team was awarded a Guggenheim grant in April of 2023 to kickstart the current iteration. Located at Concrete Plant Park as an extension of the Bronx River Foodway, the project cultivates food-producing ecosystems where people can gather and grow together. The concept of the cloud is central to the project, both as a living plant cloud that floats above the deck and an oyster cloud submerged below the water. Both clouds are suspended within a grid of scaffolding, an everyday ubiquitous framework repurposed to support these living forms. The oyster cloud was spawned in partnership with the Billion Oyster Project as a permanent infrastructural development to promote biodiversity and filter the river water. Further, the oyster reef scaffolding provides accessible entries to the barge and water touchpoints for fishing and boat access for community organizations like Rock the Boat. The project is a living and responsive composition. It's dynamic, reacting with, and evolving from the ever-changing environment. It follows many timescales, including the monthly hydroponic growth cycle, the multi-year oyster growth cycle, the daily sun and tides, the seasons, and the wind, which is constant and ever-changing.